Delivering the perfect cross comes down to a fair few things, in my opinion. Remaining balanced, remaining structured, using your kinetic chain and rotation, and also not telegraphing the cross, so not making it so your opponent can see it coming from a mile off. Now we'll start off with the obvious one, which is foot position in your stance. So we want to make sure that we're in a position where we can rotate from the rear side of the body to the lead side of the body and deliver the power behind the punch without feeling like we're going to go falling over that lead leg. The proportion of weight distribution should always be 60% on the back leg, 40% on the front leg with a relaxed bend in the knees. As you throw the cross, however, it's going to distribute 60% onto your front leg, and then you keep 40% on your back leg. Making sure that even though you've only got 40% here, you're still pushing into the floor with the ball of your foot so that you're holding that power and you're not going to let go of it, and it's going to end up transferring over to here, which is going to lead you to fall off balance or miss the target. Long list of stuff. So moving on to telegraphing. When you're throwing the cross, it's important that you throw it in a straight line from where it's sat in the guard position to your opponent and straight back. That's going to give it the quickest route to the target and back into that defensive position. Part of telegraphing is staying relaxed. So you might feel like when you're tensed up and you're about to throw the cross, you're going to deliver a whole load more power, but it simply has nothing to do with that. Staying loose and staying relaxed and using your body as a whip is actually going to deliver more power behind the shot. So as I throw the shot, I'm going to be loose, and then just before the point of impact is where I contract all those muscles from the fist to the shoulder. The shoulder is going to offer me some protection against the chin for any shots that I don't see coming, some counters off the back of me throwing that punch. And as I turn that shot over, I want to impact with the first two knuckles of the hand. That's the hardest point of the hand, by which point your palm should be flat to the floor. Now moving on to the kinetic chain, we want to start off by rotating from the closest point to the floor, which of course is going to be our rear foot. So what I'm going to do is rotate that rear foot so that the heel is pointed in the same direction or the same line as where I intend to throw the punch to. Making sure those two things marry up is going to give you the accuracy, speed and power behind the punch as well. So I rotate the foot, I push the arm from the elbow in a straight line. Now as you can see, just by rotating the foot there, it's activated my hip rotation as well to some extent. Now the last part is just rotating the upper body, so the shoulders, and as you can see there, what happened there was I get that extra little bit of rotation in the hip as well. Using the kinetic chain is going to make sure that you're delivering the speed and power behind the punch, but it has to be stabilized with the correct weight distribution and bend in the knees to actually possess that speed or that power. So putting all of those things together, this is what your cross should look like. See how I'm clenching the fist right at the last second, but I start off practicing loose, and then as I throw, then I can clench the fist and it returns back into our guard position. And of course, on the lead side, guys, when you throw in the cross, you want to make sure that you're defensive. So when you throw that cross, you don't want to be pulling that lead hand away from its guard position, because then you're going to, of course, be open for counters on that side. So make sure you've got a nice, tight, defensive position as you're throwing the cross. And when you throw in the shot, even though you're delivering speed and power, it should feel effortless, and it's going to really prevent you from fatiguing, especially in those later rounds as well.